Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Most productivity advice is garbage. Wake up at 5 a.m., do a morning routine, use this app, try this planner, and you end up with 7 productivity apps, 3 unused planners, and you're still behind on everything that actually matters. But there's a small group of people who get an insane amount done. I'm talking about the kind of output where everyone around them thinks they're either lying about working alone or they've somehow figured out how to clone themselves. And people look at them like they're crazy. I used to think these people were just built different. Better genetics, more energy, superhuman discipline. But after spending years studying how they actually work, I realized something. They're not working harder. They're working in a completely different operating system than everyone else. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what that operating system looks like. Not theory, not motivation, just the actual protocols that separate the crazy productive from everyone else. Chapter 1. Protecting your flow state. First thing you need to understand, when people work in flow states, their performance can increase by 5 times. Research from McKinsey shows that executives in flow were 500% more productive than in their normal working state. 5 times. That's not a typo. Same person, same hours, 5 times the output. But here's what nobody tells you. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to reach a productive flow state, and every time you're distracted, that clock resets. The average employee gets interrupted 31.6 times per day. That's every 15 minutes. Do the math. Most people never reach flow at all. They spend their entire day in this constant state of starting over, trying to get focused, getting interrupted, starting over again. It's like trying to boil water but turning off the stove every time it starts to heat up. This is why your coworker who works 12 hours a day gets less done than the person who works 4 hours. Because those 4 hours are actually deep, uninterrupted flow. The other 12 hours? That's just performance theater. So if you want to be insanely productive in 2026, your first job isn't to do more things. It's to protect your flow state like your career depends on it, because it does. Turn off notifications. Use Do Not Disturb features. When you can, let your team know you'll be getting back to them later. Put your phone in a drawer in another room if you have to, because every ping, every buzz, every red notification circle is stealing 20 minutes of your most valuable cognitive state. Most people won't do this. They'll say, but what if something urgent comes up? And that's exactly why they'll spend 2026 being busy but not productive. Your call. Chapter 2. Lead with your highest impact work. Now here's something that will change how you think about your day. You need to identify your highest impact tasks, the tasks which will get you to your goals the fastest. Then spend the majority of your time on these high impact tasks while minimizing or totally eliminating all the other tasks. Sounds obvious, right? But watch what most people actually do. They wake up, check email, respond to messages, attend meetings, handle quick requests, and then at 4 p.m. they finally sit down to do their real work. Except by then they're exhausted and their brain is fried. The Pareto principle suggests that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts, which means if you have a 10-item to-do list, 2 of those items matter more than the other 8 combined. But most people treat all tasks equally. They feel productive because they checked off 8 things, not realizing those 8 things moved the needle by maybe 5%. Meanwhile, the 2 things that would have actually transformed their situation, still sitting there, waiting for when I have time. Let me tell you what crazy productive people do. They never allow themselves to check social media until they have done their most impactful task for the day. And they only check social media once a day. Start your day with your highest impact task. Not email, not Slack, not just checking what's going on. Your most important work. Period. Before your brain gets contaminated with everyone else's priorities. Chapter 3. Stop multitasking, batch your focus. Let me tell you about something called attention residue. When you switch from task A to task B, you still think about task A for some time before being able to focus on task B. Your mind is not built to switch between different tasks instantly. This is why multitasking is killing your productivity. You think you're being efficient, but what you're actually doing is carrying around mental baggage from every task you touch. By the end of the day, your brain is like a computer with 47 tabs open, all of them loading slowly, none of them working properly. So instead of checking email 30 times throughout the day, you check it twice, 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's it. Instead of taking calls whenever they come in, You have designated calling blocks. Instead of bouncing between 5 different projects, you work on one project per day or per session. Your brain operates way more efficiently when it can go deep into one mode, rather than constantly context switching. According to a study from the University of California, Irvine, it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to regain focus after a distraction. 23 minutes. Every time someone interrupts you with, "Got a quick sec?" they just stole half an hour of your productive capacity. And you probably said yes because you didn't want to seem rude. Being crazy productive means being comfortable disappointing people in the short term so you can actually deliver results in the long term. It means saying, "I'm in a focus block until 3 p.m. Can this wait?" It means not responding to every message within 30 seconds just because you saw the notification. Most people are addicted to appearing available. Productive people are committed to actually being effective. Chapter 4. Turn big goals into 90-day action plans. Breaking goals down into quarterly milestones makes them feel achievable. For example, if your goal is to accomplish something by December 2026, structure it this way: Q1 for research and planning, Q2 for implementation and application, Q3 for refinement, Q4 for completion. This is how productive people think. Not in terms of vague annual goals, but in specific 90-day sprints. Because a year feels far away, so you procrastinate. But 90 days? That's urgent. That's real. That's happening whether you're ready or not. Most people set goals and then hope they'll naturally make progress throughout the year. Productive people reverse engineer their year into quarters, their quarters into months, their months into weeks, and their weeks into daily non-negotiable tasks. They know exactly what they need to do today to be on track for their Q1 goal. Not, "I should probably work on that business idea," but "Today I need to finish the landing page copy, and it needs to be done by 2 p.m. Breaking your high-level goals down into a specific to-do list for each day helps you stay focused on the things that will genuinely help you get to where you want to be. It also helps you avoid getting distracted by things which sound like a good idea but won't actually contribute to your goals. Every Sunday, productive people plan their week. Every evening, they plan tomorrow. They don't wake up and figure out what to do. They wake up and execute what they already decided. This removes decision fatigue, eliminates procrastination, and ensures they're working on things that matter instead of things that just feel productive. Chapter 5. Say no to protect what really matters. Now let me tell you the uncomfortable truth about being crazy productive. Saying no to new work might seem counterintuitive, but productive people know what their priorities are, which also means knowing what their priorities are not. Every yes to something unimportant is an automatic no to something that actually matters. You just don't see that no because it's invisible. It shows up as the business you didn't start, the skill you didn't learn, the project you didn't finish, the relationship you didn't invest in. Most people are scared of saying no because they don't want to disappoint anyone or miss opportunities. So they say yes to everything and end up disappointing everyone, including themselves, because they're spread so thin they can't do anything well. When you say no to tasks you don't have time for, you're making more time for the high-impact tasks you've already identified. You're not being difficult, you're being strategic. The most productive people I know say no to about 90% of opportunities that come their way. They're not arrogant. They're just brutally clear on their priorities, and they protect those priorities like their life depends on it. Start practicing. That sounds interesting, but it doesn't align with my current priorities. I appreciate you thinking of me, but my plate is full with committed projects. You'll feel uncomfortable at first. Then you'll notice something amazing. You actually have time to do the things that matter. And you do them so well that better opportunities start showing up. Chapter 6. Track your time to take back your time. One of the most powerful steps to increasing productivity is understanding where your time actually goes. Many people are surprised to discover how much of their day slips away on distractions, such as social media, unnecessary meetings, or unplanned tasks. Track your time for 1 week, just 1 week. Write down everything you do in 30-minute blocks. You'll be horrified, I promise you. You think you spent 4 hours on that important project? You spent 90 minutes interrupted by 2.5 hours of checking email, scrolling, quick conversations, and staring at your screen, pretending to work. This isn't meant to shame you. It's meant to wake you up. Because you can't fix a problem you don't see. Once you see where your time actually goes, you can start designing your days instead of just reacting to them. You can build systems that make productivity automatic instead of relying on willpower. Look, most people won't do any of this. But if you implement these systems, people will start looking at you differently. They'll ask how you get so much done. They'll wonder if you're sleeping. They'll call you crazy. And that's when you know you've figured it out. Pick one of these principles, just one. Maybe it's protecting your flow state or identifying your highest impact tasks. Implement it this week, not next month. This week. Subscribe if you want more content on actually getting stuff done instead of just feeling busy. Drop a comment and tell me which principle you're implementing first. Let's make 2026 the year people start calling you crazy. Thanks for watching.